Hi, my name is Henry, and in this video, I'll be reviewing the startup Brokee's marketing website. I'll look through the site, share my initial reactions as a first-time visitor, and I'll put on my product marketing hat and share feedback on what can be improved from a messaging perspective. First, Brokee, what a funny name. It reminds me of someone who's broke or doesn't have their life together. Technical assessments for SRE engineers, cloud engineers, platform engineers, support engineers, DevOps engineers. Hire faster, hire better, learn more, watch a video. Video is a PowerPoint slide. Interesting. How does Brokee work? Select a test, invite candidates. Candidates take our test, receive test results, make an informed decision. Brokee offers coding tests for hiring of engineers. Current test offerings. These are all the different types of tests. Kubernetes, unit test, GCP test, bucket challenge, load balancer, Linux test, AWS networking, Linux. You have the tech stack, roles, difficulty. Next, you have trusted by our clients. Brokee helped us shorten and optimize our hiring process. With Brokee, we can predict their on-the-job performance, and their support communication has been amazing. What candidates say about Brokee is very gamified, so it's very engaging. Independent training, so it feels more like a training. The general feedback is that it's based on real-world skills that you would need to be successful. It's gamified, and it feels more like a project or a training than just another exam. There's no call to action. I guess the call to action is requested the most up here. Cool. Now I'll put on my product marketing hat and share feedback, what I think can be improved. The headline is very clear what the product is. What I don't like is how the different types of engineers, I would have to wait to see it appear. I would just make that easier to follow by making it static instead of dynamic. I will just change the text slightly. I'll just say hire better engineers in half the time. I think that way it's clear what the value is. Next, you can talk about what the product is, which is coding test to screen your candidates. Then I would add bullet points. Here I would say cloud, platform, and now I'll move DevOps to the back. This way it's super clear what the value is, and you quantify the value by saying not only do you get better engineers, but you also shorten the amount of time to hire in half. It's a coding test to screen your candidates, and you talk about the different types of coding tests for SRE, cloud, platform, and DevOps. I would remove this learn more because it just takes me to that section of the page. The video, I don't think that's engaging. I would make it a more important CTA, which is to book a demo. So people would actually take action and talk to the sales representative. The next section is how does Brokee work? Instead of just jumping into how the product works, I would first share why is this important to the customer. And the way to do that is to show that I understand the customer's challenges. For example, I can say, does this sound like you? The first thing could be like, are you overwhelmed by live interviews? Are you unsure about candidate qualifications? Are you stuck not being able to scale your business? These are all the different types of challenges that a hiring manager might be thinking of. One, I'm spending way too much time on the hiring process. Two, I'm not sure if these candidates are being vetted correctly. And three, as a result of the two things, I'm not able to scale my business or scale my team. The next section, you can say, let's change the game. This is where you can talk about the different value that Brokee can bring. You can say, get clarity. So that means speed up the process, get confident, know what you're getting. And last one would be get things done. Focus on scaling up. These are the three antitheses of the problems. Instead of being overwhelmed, you speed up the process with clarity. Instead of being unsure about your candidate's qualifications, you know what you're getting by having them take this test. As a result, you're able to scale up your business by hiring better and faster. Then you can talk about the how it works section. The only feedback that I have here is that I would expand on each of these steps. I would just add a number in front of these so I know there are 5 steps. I would add a GIF to each step. I want to not just talk about how it works, I want to show how it works. First, select a test. What does that look like? And show the available tests that you can select from. Invite candidates. How do you invite candidates? Do you just send an email? What's the process of inviting candidates? Candidates take a test, share an idea of how long the tests are, also how hard it would be for candidates to cheat on the test. Receive test results. I'm saying it's automated, but how are these test results being quantified? Do you show 90% correct on a test, or are you saying that you will show the test results in a form of higher, strongly higher, do not hire? Same thing with make an informed decision. How do you compare the candidate results? Are you comparing it based on other similar candidates who are taking the same test at other companies, or just within your company? Expound on that. And then you have the current test offerings. This is fine. Something that I just thought of, which would be really cool, is that if the hiring manager would just share a JD, Brokee would automatically look at the job description and assess what are the best tests to recommend for candidates trying to apply for this job. This way you streamline the process even more so that the hiring manager wouldn't have to pick a test. They can just enter a job description or a link to the job description and then get the recommended test that they would need to vet for that role. Trusted by our clients, I would have at least 3 customers to build up some credibilities, show stats, and the testimonies should be similar in length. Ideally, you want to share who's giving that exact testimony, the person's name, what their role is, and the company. That creates more believability and credibility. What candidates are saying about Brokee, I don't think you need this because you're really marketing the product to the hiring manager, HR, or a startup founder. You want to reposition this so that it's not just about, hey, this is all the great things candidates are saying, but reposition it in a way that, hey, you can create a fun, engaging, and valuable experience for your candidates to boost your brand in the eyes of future candidates. Reframe as an opportunity to leave a positive and memorable impression on candidates. Fun, engaging, and valuable experience for candidates applying to your role. Good for brand building and future talent acquisition. I would just add one more call to action at the very end, ready to take your hiring process to the next level. Book at them. I have one more feedback about the name Brokee. I would recommend thinking about another name that might be more relevant to the product. Another hiring platform that's similar would be like HackerRank, right? Something around hacking and ranking. That's how they put together the name. It's clear to people what it might be about, but the name Brokee, it's not really intuitive for someone to think Brokee that's related to coding challenges. I think Brokee is a way to describe the problem. I would think about a name that would describe the solution more, something around hiring, engineering, coding, tests, and just streamlining the whole process. I know that there was a question about pricing. I would recommend making pricing as simple as possible early on so people know how much they should expect to pay. You could create 3 different pricing tiers. One could be free, one could be pro version, one could be enterprise version. You can price it based on the number of tests. You can price it based on the number of candidates. You can price it based on the number of seats. that you want to offer to each company. I recommend talking to your customers and figuring out how do they want to pay. First, how are they paying if they are using similar platforms? And two, what would make most sense if they aren't using any platforms? That's all the feedback that I had for Brokee. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and comment below on what other startups you want me to review. Till next time, see you.